All
But
right,
it's
we're
serious,
live. We're live,
Oh,
and we don't give a fuck. Yeah, Cabbage is a cunt. And
Mm.
damn right, I ate that fucking white shit
Takes
right out
one
of
to
that
know
Oreo.
one. You
Damn
did.
fucking right.
You sucked that brown cream.
No, I didn't suck it. No,
You
you
did.
ripped the
Yeah.
Oreo apart and you
Oh,
splayed
you
it off
licked it.
there.
Okay. Cream pie, sucker. Fuck you.
No, an Oreo is an American cookie. I know you don't know nothing about anything other than, fish and chips and how to lose to the French. But, I mean,
Oh, fuck you. One thing that everybody knows is how the French lose to themselves. So, now, go on, move on. Oh, by the way, cheap shots earlier on the Manstream because you knew I couldn't respond.
Yeah, right.
Weak. That was pathetic. Don't do
that
it
was
again.
pathetic?
It makes you look weak.
I thought it was rather funny. Was I reading the audience wrong for me?
You were.
No,
nobody responded.
It's a very un-European audience. It was probably pretty good joke for that audience.
No, nobody laughed in the chat. I know, I was there. So thank you.
No one.
The horse you rode in on.
No one laughed in the chat.
No, nobody engaged with it.
They're all LOL. Fuck you, Cabbage.
No, they were just embarrassed on your behalf. That's what it was. Right. So.
Well, I can't expect the audience of Manstreaming to understand penguin jokes or walrus clubbing. I mean, they just don't get it. They're not long watchers of the Redeye, so you know how it is.
Yeah. I know you're still beating that meme to death, but maybe eventually. Law of averages, you got to get something out of it.
Hey. You're just a little mad I fucking mess with fish and chips. That's what's going on here.
No, you can't mess with fish and chips. That's the whole point. It's just good. In fact, fish and chips anyway isn't an ancient thing. It only came in during the Second World War because we had, that was our that was part of our major supply of food because of, lack of, the U-boats intercepting all of the other goods getting in. So we had to eat a lot of fish. So really, it's only from the 1940s. Well, at least they didn't lack potatoes. Well, no, the Irish wouldn't get involved in World War II. That's one of the problems. Winston Churchill once offered. No.
What Irish?
Winston Churchill.
What Irish were left?
What do you mean? No. The Irish were Winston Churchill actually offered Ireland unification if they would actually help in World War II. And they said, no, fuck you. They declared themselves Belgium or, Switzerland. We're just being independent. They didn't do shit for anyone.
Well,
so the Southern Irish were worthless. But at least some of the Northern Irish people, came over and, had the balls to fight against Nazi occupation as opposed to the Americans because the Irish were there before you were. So,
yeah. Well, they should have done some underhanded deal, just give us a few years to prepare. And then when the bombing of Berlin stopped, they should have been, all right, yeah, let's go over. Take their pitchforks and whatnot.
Well, no, here's the thing, though. No, Cabbage. Oh, you Americans, you came so late. Why exactly is a European fucking war my goddamn problem? Why should my son die in your goddamn war?
Well,
why?
It's
why?
Because I will explain it if you just stop saying why. It's because you have these things that are called allies, right? I mean, people have friends. And if a friend gets in a fight with somebody else, usually the friend will support the other friend in defending themselves. It's a kind of old-fashioned idea. I don't know.
No,
I guess you are so anarchic.
I will go with that. I will go with that analogy. I will go with that analogy. Hey, 40 ounce, we're friends, right? If your neighbor punches you in the face, are you going to have me drive down from Oregon to back you up?
No, I'll just... That's why I have a bunch of knives in my room.
There you go. You have a bunch of weapons to defend yourself. Do it, England.
Yes, but that's exactly what we did, which is why we had the Battle of Britain, and we managed to completely annihilate the Luftwaffe without any assistance from the US. I mean, there were Canadians, there were Polish and Czechoslovakian pilots. I mean, and they did fucking brilliant work, absolutely sterling work.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, at the end of the day, we did defend our fucking country, and this is the thing that is really, really disrespectful when you say this shit, mate, because we are the only country in the whole of fucking Europe that actually tried to prevent anything. And did we get anything? Did we get any reparations? Did we get any fucking thanks? No. Okay, and we've been doing this for Europe countless times. Fucking Napoleon, right? Then you end up with the Kaiser. Then we end up with Hitler, right? We didn't fucking bring these people about. And yet we're the ones who always, just because of the unfortunate location, geographical location, we're the only ones with any common sense that have to keep running, like trying to regain some kind of sanity into Europe. Why is it our fucking responsibility all the time? Other people who agree with us should actually have the balls to stand up and say, yeah, we are actually going to stand for these values too. You know what I mean? So fuck you and all of the other bullshit that you come up with.
No. Fuck me. I was trying to get you worked up, and there you go.
Yeah, well, you got it. And I'm sorry, but that's exactly how I feel. And that's why it pisses me off whenever you come out with these platitudes and these, these really fucking innocuous comments.
Well, it's actually not innocuous. Okay, we have a reason to be isolationist. You know why?
Well, so do we. Why do you think we want Brexit? Yeah, but why do you think we want Brexit?
Europe.
No,
but why would we fight in a European war when we don't need Europe?
All right, fine. Then why would we fight with you? With Syria. Why would we fight with you in Iran? Why would we go over and help you in Korea?
I laid a contempt at the doorstep of our government, sir. Not at me and you.
Yeah,
I laid a contempt at their doorstep.
But that's the point.
Because
but this is the problem. Yeah, but the problem is
that we don't need. World War I would have never started without entangling alliances.
But when you are so blasé,
that triggered a goddamn massive war. Call me blasé. Call me ignorant. But you guys created your own war, did you not?
We didn't create it. No. This is the whole fucking point. Britain never invaded Europe. The only time that Britain ever went over to Europe was to reclaim some lands because of hereditary shit, right?
Yeah.
We have never wanted to invade Europe. We haven't. Okay, you show me one country which Britain has actually occupied. The only part.
Show you what? 100-year war? Should I show you?
No. In Europe.
Does that ring a bell? In Europe, in France.
Yeah, exactly. And the only reason that happened was because but listen, because you don't fucking listen. It was because the hereditary rights that were meant to be passed to the kings, right? When somebody dies, they're meant to inherit the land, and they contested the land being taken back to the British Crown, even though technically it should have been, the king's land. They didn't want it to happen. That's the reason for the war. We didn't invade France to take over France. Henry V had a crack at it. Okay, but that was only to take over France. It wasn't like Germany where they wanted to take over the whole of fucking Europe. Okay, we already had enough problems. If you look at France is a damn sight bigger than England.
And if
it was a damn sight bigger than Britain.
If they took France, you don't think they'd be, setting their eyes over on Italy? I mean, come on.
No, that's the whole point. No, because the whole point with Britain was we wanted to do our own thing.
The whole point with Britain was they broke away from the Catholic Church and had a damn vendetta against Spain. You're telling me if they took France in the 100 Years' War?
No, it was the fact that the rest
and the Catholics,
the rest of the continent was Catholic, so we knew we had to go it alone, right? And that was the point. That's why we created the empire, which was Henry VIII, and then of course Elizabeth II, which was the kind of like the warrior queen, in a way, that defended Britain from Europe, trying to actually prevent us from creating an empire, because we didn't want to deal with them. We said, "Fuck you." Right? You want to be Catholic? You be Catholic. Fuck the Lutherans up if you want to, whatever. And we went off and did our own thing, and that's the difference. Because we didn't try, we didn't do a German thing where we tried to take over Europe. That never happened. When we decided that Churchill said it the best, which is that we are of Europe, but we're not in Europe. It's a distinction.
That's fair enough. That's
that's what Britain is. Now,
what about Ireland?
Well, no, the Scots and the Irish, well, I mean, that's obviously up to them. I mean, then they change with the wind anyway.
Yeah, but what about your conquering ways when it came to them?
What, you mean Oliver Cromwell with the Irish?
I mean,
how far? Yeah, but how far back do you want to go?
History of you guys trying to conquer the Celtic or Gaelic speaking lands in Scotland and Ireland. I've been binge watching documentaries, sir. I'm all full up on Irish documentaries tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, with the Irish one was like, I mean, that was Oliver Cromwell was our version of Hitler, right? I mean, he went fucking nuts with the Irish, and there's no doubt about it. He was completely off his tits, right? He was completely mental. I agree with you on that one. But with the Scottish, the Scottish, they basically they were bankrupt, and they came cap in hand to England, requesting that we help them out. So, you know, they went for the treaty. The Scottish went for the treaty, not the British. The English, sorry. You know, that's how Britain got.
I have to read.
So Scotland came.
I have to read this, Captain Coalpile. This is the same cabbage that bitches when the U.S. intervenes. ... Bitching about the U.S. not intervening. Yes, Captain Coalpile.
Excuse me, what do you mean? Well, I mean, when I don't complain when the Americans intervene, I do complain when Britain may, you know, just arbitrarily go in support. You know, blindly go in support. But I don't remember anything specifically. But if Captain Cole can give us an example, I'd be happy to hear it.
No, also, I know Captain Coalpile does have a mic every once in a while, and this is, I titled it Manstreaming After Hours because it's not a Redeye, that's tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and throw the link out in the general chat, so anybody wants to join in. First time we've done this on Redeye Live, at least. So, Cap, come on in, buddy.
Please.
But no, go ahead and go back to history. But you know what was interesting about the documentaries I was watching? Both U40 and Cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
It was really interesting. The Irish first conquered Scotland. I didn't know that, and that's why they were all Gaelic speaking through there. Is Celtic Gaelic the language is what I'm speaking of.
And it came up to Wales. Though you see but it's the Welsh. You see, then it went from Wales over to Ireland and then up into Scotland. So it actually went in a kind of an arc.
Oh, really?
You know, that's why the Welsh and the Irish and they all speak Celtic. Well, I mean, the Irish and the Scottish have the Celtic, but you have the Welsh language, which is, you know, kind of their own. But they evolved from each other. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And it's a bunch of old BBC documentaries I found on YouTube. I don't even know if I want to give out the channel because they might get banned. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah,
you give out some good information, then you get the channel shut down.
Yeah.
Well, you could stick it in the info, you know, underneath when you finish.
Yeah, I'll throw it in Discord after I find the last documentary I watched last night as I was going to bed. I'm a nerd. I'll play Civ, dude, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. I put it on documentary and let it play. My wife's like, will you turn that off? I'm like, fuck off, bitch. No.
Really?
That's not what I say. That doesn't.
There's nothing like respect, is there? No, I don't think it would be. Otherwise, you'd be speaking an octave higher if you said that.
Yeah. I like getting laid every now and then. That'd be nice.
Functional.
Well, obviously you do because you keep fucking reproducing like a friggin' rabbit.
Hey, no, she has that implant thingy. It's good.
Oh,
she's tagged. No. It's like
tagged.
You got a GPS on it too.
That's right. I have it calibrated to my cell phone. Make sure I know where she's fucking at. No, I'm kidding.
She goes where you don't want. They send a signal electrocuted. It's like fucking dog training tool.
Not call her at all, dude. You don't even know. I can handle my shit.
You can listen in higher conversations. Well, you know, these implants, you don't know what they could be able to do with them now with nanotechnology.
Yeah. No, and full disclosure, I am kidding. Like, god damn it. I know some feminist is going to see this and be like, holy shit, he straps this bitch with a shock collar and makes her go work. No,
he does. He does. Yeah, you see, this is his public face, but really he does. I've heard him. I've heard the screams.
Yeah, shut up, Cabbage. That was the children. I mean, damn it. No.
So we need a topic. Topic would be good.
Well, once again, I'll respond. I'll respond to the chat. Outlaw Bear Dog, also known as artist formerly known as Bullshot. Get back to your fucking kitchen. Yeah, obviously that is a woman that has her woman on a shot collar. Thank you, Bullshot. We got Captain Colepile. Yeah. I don't hear the kids. I don't hear the kids, MP. Your wife isn't home to hear you talking shit, is she? Well, sir, no. And the kids may or may not be playing with the bears. No. I only have 2 kids home right now. They're outside playing. It was actually like 60 degrees up here and nice. So
we had we've actually had 70-degree weather for the first time. We had actual April showers. It's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like 65. I walked to the store and back with the kids. It was good.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Nice. See, this is why you need a place with seasons. I can't understand, people in California, it's no surprise they're so obnoxious because they've never had to suffer anything. You need to suffer a winter to appreciate a summer,
Yeah, come move to Oregon, 40. What the fuck's wrong with you? Be my neighbor, dude. Won't you be my neighbor?
I fucking actually the fucking problem with California and its weather, right? There's the winters, it'll rain every once in a while, but other than that, once you get into the summer, like you're talking about upwards of 110 sometimes, and it's just absolutely awful. Like at least by the coast, right? By like San Francisco, San Diego, everything like that. It's a constant 70 or maybe in the high 80s, all year round. It's awesome.
But that's why you go to a Starbucks, don't pay for anything, and enjoy their air conditioning. You're a white male privileged person. You can do that.
Hey, you know what? Call me poor white trash all you want. I have to chop wood. I have a wood stove, and I live in a fucking trailer. I don't give a fuck. But damn God, I got my own toilet inside, indoor plumbing, motherfuckers. and I have
excuse me, a bucket doesn't count as a toilet, mate. An indoor, that's just a bucket, man. That's not the same thing.
So we're gonna have to clean up when 40 shows up. We're gonna install a toilet. It's gonna be wonderful. You're a fucking bunch of assholes I hang out with. It's almost like my high school friends.
Yeah.
What do I put up with this?
Bring out the best. You bring out the best in us.
Oh God.
But no, we don't have any real topics, really. I mean, we could talk about Trailer Park Boys a little bit, but
could talk about that housing thing because, like I said, I sent those 2 links in that never got fucking discussed. Like the mansions that are just going derelict and all the rest of it. I mean, if you want to go serious, it's just shit talk.
Is that like one of the things that Corbyn is using to try and basically just take people's fucking houses?
That's one of the things that he tried to use as an excuse. Oh yeah, I mean he would happily use that if he got into power as a way of doing a land grab. Yeah. If you're not living in he just put up some weird criteria and then just reclaim them. Yeah, he would. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't put it past him whatsoever.
Oh, and side note on something only you guys would know what I'm talking about. But that link that the guy in Manstreaming put out is real, and I'm downloading, I think, the whole season of Hell on Wheels right now.
So, I figured that out.
yeah, that's real. And good for him. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought it was funny that everything worked on that. It's crazy.
Housing prices. Sorry. Yeah, to download.
It's okay. You did that exactly. No, that's exactly what happened in the previous one. You get into a decent topic and you go off on some weird fucking spurious, tangent.
Well, what?
It's okay.
Teaching children how to ride bears. Teaching children how to ride bears is not fucking amicable with fucking Starbucks and nonsense. People fucking protesting coffee. Yes. Sounds like all nonsense.
It's garbage.
All garbage.
Yes.
It all sounds related. Yeah. It's just as nonsensical.
What, than the actual houses that are being left to rack and ruin?
Well, yeah, because they're so damn expensive, nobody wants to buy them. And when you have to buy them, buy them, you have to pay a gigantic income or
this is the point, Matt. You haven't read the fucking thing, and you're not, understanding it. The point was that these are mansions that were bought by these foreign investors, okay, these hedge funds and everything else that were buying them up. And then, of course, nobody occupied them because they weren't necessarily owned by an individual. It could be a hedge fund, investment fund, pension scheme, pension fund system. So you got like the most expensive properties, enormous tracts of land, which are currently turning derelict because there are no occupants, and the land is reclaiming the properties effectively.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. You got like trees coming out of people's chimneys and stuff.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean that's how bad they are. There's a video of one inside one of these properties, and now they're just sort of like effectively being returned to nature.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, nature will always win over. So you got these multi-million, but the whole point is that they've already been used as a write-off or whatever business deal or whatever it happens to be. You know what I mean?
Isn't that a good argument for squatters' rights then? I mean, shouldn't a squatter come in and take over this property?
No, I mean, it would be a good idea. I mean, the idea that you own this land is, I don't think the government should take it over, but they could certainly make a demand on you to certainly keep it, reasonable.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to maintain it.
Yeah.
Like a housing association or something does, make sure that you've got your front lawn, clipped and stuff. You certainly don't want a fucking tree coming out your chimney.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like there are relative scales in terms of how you.
Wait, so you want these houses? Wait, instead of homeless people actually making use of these places, you would prefer somebody just came down and cut the fucking leaves out of the chimney?
No, what I think what you need to do is give them incentives to build, properties on it that can be occupied. I think that's the only thing you need to do. I mean, these people already own them, right? So give them an incentive to convert them or something.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Well, something like
and then you've got more properties. I mean, you think about it, right? It's like in America, you're going to see this. They like subdivision, like you won't believe. I mean, like we have over here. We live like chickens. You know what I mean? In coops. And that's what they want to do. They want to subdivide things. But I mean, you get one of these mansions, and you can subdivide that into probably 8 or 9 apartments. And then the person who owns the property gets the income from these things. Obviously, management fees and everything else. But then they don't get some surcharge from the government saying that the property is derelict.
Yeah.
Incentive.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't incentivize them because the fact that the property is
really. Are you telling me that you can't?
No, what I am telling you
to make money when all they're doing is letting something go derelict, right?
What I am telling you is the price of leaving it empty is probably better than the price in California of running this as an apartment complex.
Horseshit. Well, I tell you now.
You have the constant lawsuits. You have to kick people out for not payment of rent. Come on, 40, back me up here.
But the thing is, there's nobody in there. That's the whole point. You run it as a management agency, right? You have, and you have it as, I mean, these are going to be
lawsuits.
No.
If you just let it sit.
Mad Dodge, you're not understanding.
Hold the land, you're accrediting the money for the property.
Mad Dodge.
That is cheaper than opening it up to people.
Mad Dodge, you don't understand the kind of locations that they are. They are in some of the most affluent and most valued these are the places where they built mansions in London, right? These are some of the most affluent. Yeah, I mean, we're talking where you create gated communities. These are not going to be a bunch of fucking hoodlums who are going to be coming in. If they were to turn one of their mansions into, say, 9, apartments or something, each one of those apartments will be bringing in probably about £1,200-1,500 each pounds, right? So that's what, about $2,250 per month each one, right? Now, you're telling me that an organization plus these people are obviously not going to be off welfare, right? We're not talking about creating welfare apartments. But when you get people, and if you can bring people out of the other community, you create more availability, right? We're not saying that I want to convert these mansions, you know, or have these people incentivized to create, slum dwellings, right? I'm not saying that they should be incentivized to create slum dwellings. I'm saying they should create nice apartments that then will release, additional home, additional property stock, whatever you want to call it, so that people will actually be able to get onto the, get into the rental market or whatever. But at least it's going to make use of the space. And there's going to be less pressure on the property market.
Rich people care less than poor people because they could, whatever, just write it off and not give a shit.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, but you're talking bullshit. If you had a building that was going semi-derelict and the government said to you, look, if we provide you with some kind of incentive, like a tax, some kind of lower tax rate or something, in order to to get that thing up to code and then get people in it, and you'll get X amount of money because of how you operate it. Right?
No, I don't think you get me. I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that are going to rent from you are going to throw parties and not give a shit because they're rich, and then you just write it off and not care.
No.
So you're going to have to you're going to have to fix it.
No, I'm not saying about renting it as well, even if that happened, then if these people were that rich when they began, then they'd have to put down a serious deposit, whatever. I'm talking about, you put it into apartments, you get 8-9 people into that, single building, with a concierge or whatever, right? You make it a nice, it's not going to be people. It's not like you're going to have some fucking Mexicans next door, working on their lowrider. All right. You got some weird fucking perspective on this one.
Well,
okay. We're talking about the most affluent areas of London and the most valued properties. That's the reason they bought them. So if they were to actually redevelop them into viable apartments or whatever, then not only would they still own the land, which is what they invested into in the first place, they would have increased the value of the land, and they'd be getting, a monthly income in the tune of like, £20,000, a month.
Well, it might.
And rich people like money. I don't understand this with you, Mad. The idea that, you give a rich man incentives, it's like, well, they don't give a shit. Oh no, I just own this thing. I'm just using it as
an asset. That's not what I said.
Right? Clearly, it must be because if they don't
going to be fucking little pukes.
Well, why would they not redevelop it?
They don't give a shit because they were handed everything their whole entire goddamn life. That's what I fucking meant. Now, every fucking apartment you rent to that little puke is going to fucking end up full of puke. And they're going to move out in 6 months when they find a fucking uppitier, better fucking apartment. You're going to have a high turnover rate and a high maintenance rate.
No, that's the whole point. You're absolutely full of shit because you're talking about some place in the middle of fucking Shitville, California, or, Hicksville, Tennessee. We're talking about London in the most expensive. I'm talking about converting mansions, for Christ's sake. You are not going to put a bunch of fucking crack addicts in it. What is it you don't get about this? This is not. I'm not talking about low. No. I'm talking about
being alcoholics and don't give a shit.
The people who are in there are going to be extremely well-heeled, and they're going to be working.
The people renting in that area are going to be trust fund little rich bitches, and they don't give a shit.
I'm sorry, I don't know what kind of weird fucking pastiche you've got going on in your head, but I don't understand how you don't. Well, I don't know. Well, in your solution, then just leave it, right? So let's not actually try and make any good out of it whatsoever. Okay, so that's the anarcho solution to this. Just fucking leave it, right? No, I mean we can't actually get people.
It's in London. I don't really care. I'm just telling you the people you're gonna get there. You're gonna get Paris fucking Hilton with their fucking night cam fucking blowjob videos. That's the assholes you're gonna get there. I mean, seriously. What do you think you're going to get when you give trust fund little fucking goody two-shoes a fucking rich-ass apartment on the east side of London or whatever? Fuck off. It's the same as New York or LA.
But the point is...
like we're fucking less than you because it's London.
Yes, but numbskull. The point is that for every single person.
Hey, numbskull is different from me, and he might be a little bit smarter. So don't fucking degrade him like that.
Okay,
asshole.
okay, dipshit. The fact is that for every one of those people, you move into a new accommodation, releases another property, which releases another property, right? And you actually get. I mean, in actual, this is one of the weird trickle down.
Have you ever tried to mate? Have you ever tried? Like, my mom ran a motel.
Yeah, how drunk are you? How drunk are you?
Actually, I'm not that.
You're not
drunk
even
at all.
listening.
Think you're not. No, you're not listening.
No, you're saying that just leaving properties just totally fucking derelict is better than actually trying to do something with them.
No,
but, I mean that's your idea. So fly with it. Let's see how that works.
Oh, you know who has a lot of money, Cabbage? You know, the Saudi Arabians. Maybe they can fucking buy it up and build something there for you.
No, that's the whole point, because a lot of those places which are on that very same billionaires avenue are from Saudi Arabian money and Chinese.
Yeah, why don't you knock it down and build houses for the regular London people? How about that? How about you open it up?
No, that's the whole point, because that is
on the fucking corner.
That's exactly.
How about that?
That's
you
exactly what fucking Jeremy. That's what Jeremy Corbyn wants to do, you dickhead. And I'm saying that they shouldn't be required to do that. If you'd have fucking listened, you've got to be stoned or drunk. I don't know. Maybe the Oreos have had an effect on you. Sucking too much of that chocolatey cream has fucked with your mind.
I have eaten a couple more.
Yeah, your chocolatey cream. Yeah.
Oh, MC, you joined a good one. I've been trying to just ramp Cabbage up. I think it's working.
Yeah.
He called me a cuck. It worked.
I did. Yeah. Well, he sucks black. He does.
No, fuck you.
No, sorry. It's meant to be mocha. What was it that you said? Macchiato. I don't know. I don't know the particular shade of brown that you're sucking at the moment.
Yeah, well, you're a cookie racist. You know, like Sesame Street would not allow you on there. You bastard.
Well, one thing I was going to say.
I think Cookie Monster would have liked a hobnob. That's a personal one. Go for it.
You have a personal thing for Cookie Monster? Is that what I just heard?
Thank you. Somebody else being in on him. God damn it. Fuck you, Cabbage. No.
No, okay. Here's my question. What is it that you're proposing that they do with those apartments or those quote-unquote mansions?
Well, I'm saying that, if you were to, give an incentive that these properties could be, if they were renting them out. I mean, like I said, Jeremy Corbyn wants to compulsory purchase them and just convert them into some hideous fucking concrete jungle, I guess. Which is that's what happened in the 60s. Anyone who looks at the 1960s buildings developed, they're fucking horrible concrete bunkers. But that's what he's offering. But what I'd say is that you give the people, just an opportunity to develop their own property, and actually get an income back from it.
Don't they have that opportunity to do that right now if they want it?
They do, and I'm saying to give them an incentive to do it. Like give them a reduced rate on something. I mean, because we need property. There is a major demand for property, so we need to build more properties, and we give subsidies to property developers. Or we give special treatment to property developers when something needs to be done. So why not to the people who've got existing properties and say, look, we'll give you an incentive to make these, fit for purpose.
Why don't they just go in there and do what you do in the United States when you have a place like that?
I don't know what you do in the United States when there is.
You condemn the property.
If it's not up to health code or something, yeah.
No,
and then you open it up for development that will go to anybody instead of your rich bitch that's going to tear the fucking thing up, like I said. God damn it, Cabbage.
What? He didn't say anything like that. He's making shit up as you go along. No,
I am making shit up as I go along, but I did say something around those lines.
What you're talking about is basically just, compulsory. We could compulsory purchase it. It could be.
No, I'm not talking about compulsory purchase it. No, if you have a property that's below health standards, you basically condemn it, and you give them so much time to fix the problem, or else you seize it. They
doesn't work. No, you see a lot of these properties.
Yeah,
you see, here is one of the major problems that you don't get over there. Because you don't actually, retain properties for any length of time. You just demolish them and rebuild. A lot of these properties that exist in that location are under what's known as listed building status, right? They have protection on them because they've been there for so fucking long, right? We're talking about it's like mansions, right?
How did the protection get there?
Because they're meant to be historical, of a historical reference. I mean, you've got different kinds of.
Wait a minute, then you make them public. Wait a minute, then you make them public because they're.
These things can be changed. Like I said, you could hell, we could just demand on them that they demolish their home and turn it into a bunch of apartments. Well, that's exactly what Jeremy Corbyn wants to do.
No, never mind on that. You didn't tell me they were historical monuments. If they're historical monuments.
Okay, well, MC, I'll turn it on you then, right? I told you, and I've explained it quite clearly for the last, 40, 50, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, as to what I think they should do with these properties. What do you think that would be a reasonable way of utilizing it without removing the ownership of the land itself?
Oh, I think I would condemn it, and if they refuse to sit up there and fix up the properties, I would seize it. I would remove the ownership. I have no problem.
So you would do Jeremy Corbyn? Okay.
No,
well, he likes eminent domain, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like in Eugene, they have a house, it's a mansion up on the hill, and they took control and made it a public property, and now it's a historic site and a museum. Do that.
Hold on, there's a massive difference between strapping on your little armband and going Jeremy Corbyn and health violations that could endanger citizens. I mean,
but that's not the case.
I think you can make that case. I think you can make that case for that one where you've got plants growing up the staircase. I think you've got a case that's got problems of mold. That's got problems of
but it doesn't matter.
Bad things.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the fact is that the property itself is not occupied, so therefore it doesn't violate any. It
doesn't have to be. Laws. It doesn't have to be occupied.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
Fuck you. Look, no, when I was a kid, we have ruins here, right? If you look around any part of Britain, right, there are ruins. And they are all unstable, right? We don't have those sort of rules, right? Because we have all of these, old property, old things that exist. And, you do take your life in your own hands. There's an old abbey near here, which is basically a ruin, right? I mean, that thing could collapse, at any time. Nobody knows when it could happen, right? But it's there, and you're allowed to walk around it.
Okay.
We don't have the same kind of rules. It's not like just demolishing it. It's even illuminated.
Who owns the abbey?
Well, I mean, I think it's a council. I think it's a local council that actually manages it.
Okay. Well, so
I mean, they have concerts down there, and it's illuminating things because it's sort of it's a landmark. But the thing's fucking unstable, I mean, I used to go down.
That's what I said to do with those mansions. Make them landmarks. Make them like Thomas Jefferson's house.
But that's the problem. No, that's the point. Like, most of these houses have this thing called listed, right? Because they're old buildings and they have a listed status, right? So demolishing them is more of a problem because, you have to go through the National Trust and everything else. So you're much better off trying to get them reworked so you don't have to demolish them, because these are old stone buildings. They're not like some cheap fucking prefab bullshit. They're not fucking shingle.
But that doesn't mean
what I mean?
You have to give them. That doesn't mean you've got to give them subsidies. The threat of having it seized from you, if you don't fix the problem, should be good enough.
I'm not saying. No, it isn't about subsidy. Well, no, I mean, you should be able to threaten them with the fact that, you could threaten them with we'll take the land if you don't do it. But I don't think that we should. I mean, I don't understand. Otherwise, your land is never your own.
Well,
no, I'm sorry, I don't get that.
Well, I want to pivot.
No, I can't agree.
I want to pivot here a little bit.
Jeremy Corbyn.
I want to pivot here a little bit. Main reason is
you're going fucking Marxist.
No, I'm not going Marxist. You've got.
Wait a minute. Okay.
It is. It's fucking property is theft, and that would be theft of property.
Both of you guys, I want to pivot here. For one, yeah, Cabbage has me arguing in favor of the public entity taking houses. I can't have that. We're gonna pivot here.
I didn't have you doing that. You did that all yourself. That was not my point at all.
We're gonna pivot here. I got today the voters pamphlet for Oregon. First off, guys. We're going to start with the Libertarian Party here. It's only half a page. I'll read that out. You know what's really interesting? They are primarying Katie Piercy, the fucking governor for Oregon. The Democratic Party is primarying her against like 5 other people. I thought that was interesting. That doesn't usually happen. But the Libertarian Party I want to bitch about here, and I figure Cabbage is in a great mood to bitch about the Libertarian Party. So, all right.
No, not really. Weirdly enough, you chose the topic I couldn't give a flying fuck about. You said you didn't give a shit about Britain and, and everything else. You've managed to find a topic I couldn't give a flying fuck about. I don't know this person.
So these are part of... Anyway, hey, Cabbage, were these part of the, 5 or 6 buildings that were left after the bombing in World War II?
No, MC. If you go into Discord, you can check out the link to the.
Oh, I read it.
The mansion thing.
Being sarcastic.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very well.
All right. Well.
Congratulations.
No, seriously though, the Libertarian Party is kind of pissing me off here with this one. Check this out. I think you will have something to say about this, Cabbage. All right. So they start Libertarian Party, the Libertarian difference. Do you dislike both the Democratic and Republican parties? Do you vote for someone? Did you vote for someone promising hope and change, then get more of the same? Did you vote for someone promising to make America great again, only to get coarse morals and a foolish trade war? Did you vote for someone who promised affordable housing, but then supported policies that restricted supply and subsidized demand? Are the Democratic and Republican candidates living up to their promises and your expectations? Would you vote for them again, or only against someone who seems even worse? If you want something different, you need to support something different. Join the Libertarian Party and vote for the Libertarian candidates. The Libertarian Party of Oregon conducts its own primary election without taxpayer funding, unlike the major parties who use your tax dollars to benefit themselves. Our members will receive a separate Libertarian ballot to select candidates to advance to the general election. For 3 elections in a row, the Libertarian Party of Oregon has nominated more candidates for public office than all the other minor parties combined. We are the only political party offering you a true alternative to the Democrats who think they know how to spend your money better than you do, and to the Republicans who outlaw what they think are bad decisions. Libertarians are not right or left or center, but we stand on principle and champion your freedom to do what you want with both your life and your money. All right, that's not the whole thing, but bloody hell, did you vote for someone who said they were going to change stuff? Or how about someone who said they'd make America great again? Fuck off. Like, that pisses me off.
Well, it could be the Libertarians and, putting the Democrats back into the Senate.
Why does that bother you?
The Congress. The Libertarians could take away the, Trump's ability to continue.
Why does that bother me, MC? That bothers me because they are the party against somebody instead of the party for somebody. And that is a big difference, and that is an issue.
Yeah, well, it's going Tea Party. It's going back to its roots.
What is the mantra of libertarians?
Taxation is theft?
No.
Not right. Not right, not left. Or just freedom.
The biggest mantra that they have is exactly what they say. That they're not the Republicans and that they're not the Democrats.
Yeah.
They don't like either one. That's all they have been about.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're not.
No,
yes.
We had some substance.
It's never had any substance. The closest you guys came to substance was your big, well, we want to legalize marijuana campaign. And what happened?
Legalize marijuana, buddy.
And marijuana got legalized, and absolutely no freaking libertarians got elected to national office. Congratulations.
All right. Well, MC, you're on the hate train. Let's continue it. All right.
Yeah, but I don't understand that, right? Because, I mean, it's not like you can get stoned anyway, right? I can get stuff delivered. It's illegal here, and I can get it delivered in 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you'll go to jail if I call a Corbyn.
No.
I'm calling.
No.
I'm done.
Well, no.
I'm
but Corbyn's not prime minister.
But he has.
You're out of your depth. You're out of your depth.
Corbyn's not prime minister.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's
wait till next year. That'll be they'll correct that next year. Don't worry, Cabbage. You'll be a good stand.
Yeah. Man, no, seriously, I do worry about that because the way this shit with Brexit's going. Yeah, I don't doubt they'll call another general election. I've already said this. I said this 2 years ago, and since this shit began.
All right, no, let's continue MC's hate train here. All right.
Well, hate train. I mean reality check.
Well, I mean,
hate train.
I do have to say, right, the one time the libertarians actually had the chance to promote their message, we put someone forward like Gary Johnson.
Yeah.
Man, someone who literally bent the knee to social justice and called illegal immigrants undocumented peoples, right? Or whatever the phrase was.
He was not the best rep.
You know half the Libertarian Party is open borders, right? Yeah. So he was pandering to half the party.
So he's pandering to half of the Libertarian Party. Good plan! Yeah. Okay, you can't even get the majority of your own party behind you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, yeah, but
you're right.
MC.
I didn't like him. I didn't want him.
But MC, isn't that exactly what the fucking the Democrats did when they junked Bernie and demanded that everybody vote for Hillary, right? They actually managed to do the same thing.
Well, yeah, and they lost, and that's one of the reasons the libertarians, although I might agree with them, it's one of the reasons they'll never get ahead in the political world. It's because they're unable to, like the Republicans, unify when they absolutely need to.
Let's continue on with their little half.
Well, because they don't have any policies.
Well, wait a minute, though. This is straight out of the Oregon voters pamphlet for the primary election. Let's go to the rest of their half-page little article here. They paid good money for it. I'm part of the Libertarian Party of Oregon. I should at least read it on my YouTube channel. Libertarian Party Statement of Principles. We, the members of the Libertarian Party, challenge the cult of omnipotent state and defend the right of the individual. We hold that all individuals have the right to exercise. What, Cabbage?
So now it's not well, I'm just saying that, usually the idea is, right, that states' rights, and now they're saying, fuck the state, it's all about the individual. I mean, this is once again what we're talking about earlier on. This fucking, you can ever devise things down. Right, yeah, so you can all end up just, fucking shooting each other. I mean, you are looking forward to the fucking zombie apocalypse, aren't you?
All right, we hold that all individuals have the right to exercise full dominion over their own lives and have the right to live in whatever manner they choose, so long as they do not forcibly interfere with the equal right of others to live in whatever manner they choose. That is also known as the non-aggression principle. So at least they're holding true there. They continue. Governments throughout history have regularly operated on the opposite principle, that the state has the right to dispose of the lives of the individuals and the fruits of their labor. Even within the United States, all political parties, other than our own, grant to government the right to regulate the lives of individuals and seize the fruits of their labor without their consent.
Okay, I don't need a bunch of freaking ideological freaking gobbledygook. If you're going to freaking run on something, you've got to have direct policies that you're going to do this. Not ideological bullcrap. Because the problem with that is that it always comes down to, how do you get there? What are you going to do? What laws are you going to replace or repeal, or what laws are you going to enact?
Who did I piss off in my past life? That's all I want to know right now.
God himself.
We, on the contrary, deny the right of any government to do these things, MC, and to hold that where governments exist, they must not violate the rights of any individual, namely, 1, the right to life. Accordingly, we support the prohibition of the initiation of physical force against others. They leave out abortion. I would add abortion to the right of life, you cunts. Yeah. Thank you very much, Libertarian Party. You fuck.
In other words, I have yet to hear a specific law or a specific policy or a specific regulation.
Can we get to number 2?
It's a diatribe. It has nothing to do with policy.
Hey, we're almost done with our half page. Hey, they pay good money for this half page.
Yeah. Is it glossy? Did they actually pay for the gloss finish?
No, it's shit, dude. It's a shitty brown fucking
photocopy. Jesus. So it shows you how much contempt they have for you. It would be a glossy brochure.
Damn it, you guys. Number 2.
They didn't even go to Kinko's to get the thing reproduced.
Hey, this came in the regular Oregon. This is the government. This is the government voters pamphlet, guys. Come on now.
So what you're saying is that
shows that contempt for the voting.
How the government is going to waste their money to promote a pie in the sky ideal without any specifics whatsoever, using government funds.
Hey, MC, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't deconstruct it. You actually might have to justify this shit.
God damn it. Can you at least let me finish before you fucking blow it all down?
Could I? Yes. Will I? No fucking way.
No. Good man.
All right. Number 2, you assholes. The right to liberty of speech and action.
How many of these are there?
Wait. I have a right to liberty of speech. Damn it.
You have the right, but you also have the right to be.
There's only over. 3, you cunt. We're on number 2.
Okay, fine. That's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to know. I just didn't.
You fuckers. God damn it. The right to liberty of speech and action. Accordingly, we oppose all attempts by government to abridge the freedom of speech and press. Oh, I almost died when they said press. Like CNN. Oh, God, I'm dying inside. As well as government censorship in any form. And 3, the right to property. Accordingly, we oppose all government interference with private property, such as confiscation, nationalization, and eminent domain. We support the prohibition of robbery, trespass, fraud, and misrepresentation. Since governments, when instituted, may not violate individual rights, we oppose all interference by government in the areas of voluntary and contractual relations among individuals. That includes sale of drugs and prostitution. MC, I'm sure you hate that. Anyway, moving on. People should not be forced to sacrifice their lives and property for the benefit of others, i.e. the military-industrial complex. Moving on again.
So in other words, you're against having a standing military now. And somehow the magic fairy is going to come about.
Hey, who told me you could talk? Nobody. It was 40. Did you tell him you can talk?
Didn't you just say? Didn't you just quote number 2 as the right to speak?
Fuck you.
God damn it.
You live up to your own standards.
Adam Smith is rolling in his grave somewhere.
Adam Smith, not just rolling. You could fucking power the Hudson Bay off it.
They should be left free. They should be left free by government to deal with one another as free traders and a resilient economic system.
They could be free, little birdie. Be free, little bird.
Yeah, that's right. Be free, you fucker.
Fly free. Yay!
The only one compatible with protection of individual rights.
Look, it's the freaking party of
The only one compatible with individual freedom is the free market.
Of course, now, Gargamel would be banned still in the
now the last little part. The last little part, they get. No, this is where they shill. Be a libertarian. if these principles appeal to you, which they don't to MC because he's a cunt,
we invite you in there.
to switch your voter registration to libertarian and to join the cause of advancing individuality.
Well, I'm telling you, they need a different liberty and freedom. PR department.
There are never any dues or fees required to participate in our elections or conventions or to be a candidate for public office. The party leadership is directly elected by our members. There are many opportunities for true grassroots activism within the Libertarian Party of Oregon. First off, they are full of complete shit, and that was the shittiest half page I've ever written ever. Or I didn't write it.
You've ever written. You admit it. It's yours. It's your aborted thesis.
No, I did not write that shit.
Yes,
no,
you did.
No, I'm just stoned. Fuck you. I didn't write it.
It's your aborted fetus.
No, MC, go ahead. Tear me apart. I don't know, dude. I've given them some money. I've given them some money in the past.
All they've got
is the best they can fucking do. I mean, seriously, with my money, this is the best.
Yes, that's why they're losers. It is the best that they can do. They basically just went out of their way, and this is why I keep telling you, they're useless.
Seriously, I mean, they're not cohesive. They have no. It got born out of the fucking Tea Party movement, the Kochs brothers and everything else. I mean, it was a totally disjointed,
that's bullshit. They were created in 1977 or 1972.
Well,
one or the other. That was well before the Tea Party movement.
Yeah, but I mean, of no substance. I mean, fringe little thing. I mean, the only time it came to any, to anything. Well, certainly within our lifetime.
Libertarians have always played, just like the role the vast majority of third parties have always played in American politics, is that a spoiler. Right? Yeah. They are the ones that help elect. The reason they're so big, and that Mad Dodge is one of them in wonderful liberal haven, is they ensure Democrat Party dominance in those areas. That's all they've ever done. By siphoning off people that from the Democrat Party or from the Republican Party that go, you know what, I don't like a lot of the stupid party politics of this, but I'm not going to vote for a Democrat. So therefore, the Democrats still get elected because these are people who have no morals and no moral compass, all right, and no compunction to break the laws. Those are the Democrats, and libertarians are bound and determined to give them a free hand and free reign.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier, is that, they're basically providing...
you will, because... right there. You're telling me I'm a Democrat fucking shill, that I help fucking elect a Democrat fucking pukes?
No, what you're acting... No, you're acting as a Republican, like a blocker for the Democrats, as opposed to actually working as somebody on behalf of the Republican Party, which obviously, because you're meant to be independent, but you take away votes, and so you secure the Democratic position. That's what he's saying, right? So you take away votes from the Republicans, so you end up with a Democrat.
No, I hate this stupid idea that we take away the votes, and oh my God, that's why Oregon's blue.
No. Well, you
why is Oregon blue? If it's so freaking wonderful and it has such big red, quote unquote, red areas, then why is it blue? And I'm talking deep blue. Why is it that the Democrat policies dominate? Why is it you have an election by mail, which is freaking so fraudulent? It's so easy to sit up there and create a fraudulent methodology behind it because there's no freaking checks. There's no way to prevent anything.
You're full of shit. They check our IDs. We have to turn in our IDs to sign up. Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
You sign up when you sign up.
Yeah.
How many times when you get your ballot in the mail and you put your stamp on it? Who checks your ID to make sure that it's you when you send it in?
They match your ID number up with your address, and everything has to match up, or else you don't get.
Yeah, hang on. ID fraud is, I'm sorry, but voter fraud has been proven to be so fucking incidental. I mean, it's so ridiculously small. It never could even possibly have an issue.
Well, no, and I mean, like, no, the one thing I can see
about this, it is not that small.
MC, what I can't, MC, what I can't agree with you on, MC, when it comes to vote by mail, I can agree with you with this. My wife has asked me, who did you vote for? I'll tell her that. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm telling her who to vote for, right? Because that's election fraud. But I can see how some households would be like the wife who just goes up to the husband and is like, will you just write down who you voted for? That's illegal. I get what you're saying. No, you're not going into a booth. No, that is voters fraud.
No, it isn't. The woman going up and saying, I don't know, you have my vote. It's like,
let me ask a question, man, Dodge.
Nothing wrong with that. She's agreed to put the thing in the piece, into the voting booth. So.
No. That's not the point. Here's how voter fraud works. Okay, here's how easy it would be to do. All they have to do is, as this is coming in, the bureaucrat who's counting checking these things off on his little list of registered voters, and then he goes, okay, here's the list of who sent in their ballots.
Hey, me.
Right? Hold on. Who sent in the ballots? These are the ballots here, because we're supposedly not going to count them early. Right? Now, this is one method that could be easily done. And say, okay, here's a list now.
Well, no, you're full of shit. They count them early. The early ballots that come in are
I'll get to that in a moment.
Oh, hang on a second. Are we talking about electronic or are we talking about paper ballots?
Well, we're talking about mail-in ballots.
Mail-in ballots are paper. They're paper ballots, just like Cabbage 40, maybe even MC and memes. When you took the little test, your standardized test, and you had black or blue ink, and you did the little. That is how our mail-in ballot is. And then you put it in a security envelope, you seal it, you put it in another envelope, you seal it again. And then you either put it at a drop box directly in front of the goddamn voting place, or you pay for a stamp to mail it in.
Bureaucrat standing there who's making a little list of which ones have come in. And then go, okay, here's a list of the ones that didn't come in, hand it to somebody. All right, who then hands over a bunch of more ballots of the new people who added their ballots in there that came from these other places.
So you're saying the voter fraud is not coming from us, the people. It's coming from the counters.
Oh, it's coming from the parties. Yeah, the counters and the parties. Look at what happened. Look at what happened. Shut up, Cabbage. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to American elections and how much fraud.
I'm not talking about. I was about to give an example of fucking UK. No need to tell me to shut up. I was about to give you an example of voter fraud by postal ballot in the UK. So fuck you. Yeah. No, fuck you. Go on your little friggin' tantrum.
No, go ahead.
Go on. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Carry on.
Go ahead.
Just do fucking rock, paper, scissors. Jesus.
I think we're missing the most important point out of this. Why aren't they called female in ballots?
Thanks, Beans. I'm sure that'll be taking off soon. Can't wait for that one to come about. He's just giving these freaking SJWs another idea.
Oh, yeah. It takes too much breath to say that. People, I don't know. We're 80% water. We tend to go the path of least resistance. It seems like too much effort.
I don't know.
Well,
if not, you're welcome. Or I'm sorry. Whatever applies.
Well, how many states vote by mail, though, MC? There's Oregon. I know that for sure. Where else?
I like national holiday.
Well, don't forget. Oh, no, don't forget. The most important one is the military.
The military.
Anyone overseas is voting by mail.
They can. You have to request a ballot from your state of residence, however.
Yes, but you're still voting from overseas, and it's still a paper ballot, right?
But you have to request it. It's not something that's automatically granted to you.
No, I'm just saying that they are still ones that can be manipulated.
They're serving their country, though. Shouldn't they just get delivered a ballot? Like, they signed up for the military. Shouldn't that equal their voters?
Well, you think of all the people, of all the people, we should get one.
There's several problems with that, and not the least of which is when you're serving in the military, especially when you're overseas. Where's your home of record? Where are you registered to vote at?
What, like the Army doesn't know?
No, the Army doesn't, because you register by
They don't
state.
know where you registered from.
State of residence?
They know you. They know.
No, what? Yeah, they didn't get an address when you signed up.
No, that they have, but that doesn't mean that you haven't changed your state of residence. That's and by this, when you get the ballot, it has to come from the state.
Okay, well, where does the paycheck go to? You know, like what address is the paycheck to?
It doesn't go any. The paycheck goes to direct deposit. It goes to a savings account.
Wait.
Yeah, it goes to a bank account, but a bank account also has an address attached.
MC,
to it.
are you saying?
Yes, it
are
does.
you saying overseas military personnel are literally a sliding Afromorphic like voting block?
Yeah, yes. Like they don't exist.
No, they could vote in whatever state they saw fit if they really wanted to.
They have to request a ballot from that state.
When can they do that?
When can they do that? They have to do it. They have to do it so many months out prior to the election.
Yeah, but the point is, right? So, yeah, but working on the basis that these people did do that, they are still paper ballots, and they're still going to be, sent in, and they're going to have to be processed, right?
Those remain paper ballots. That is true, and they're handled by each state handles those ballots in whatever manner has been determined by that state.
Yeah, so it's absentee ballots are mail-in ballots, just like Oregon, right?
Though in that case, yes.
Well, like I was going to say earlier on, we had a situation here with mailing ballots and corruption, and they found that when somebody did an investigation, they found multiple occasions where there's like 30 votes coming in from one house, which only had it was a 1-bedroom house. And
well, they had a lot of dogs.
Apparently, yeah. But they were, so they found all these different anomalies that were going on with paper ballots. So paper ballots are a major problem. There is no doubt about it. If somebody doesn't actually go in personally and do
I don't want to risk a felony.
You can't be sure.
Voter fraud is a real thing, and we register.
Oh, it is. Undoubtedly.
Me and my wife both do. We register straight up, Libertarian Party, and that's it. We got our voter's card. We get the ballot in the mail, and we send it in. I mean, there's no fraud there. She does ask me who I voted for.
No one is saying that you committed fraud.
I'm just saying
the whole process is fraudulent because all you are totally reliant upon things like the local mail carrier or whoever picks up where the ballots are. From I pick up the ballot, I then take this 15 ballots, right? Or we'll just use 15 as an example, and I put these 15 ballots off to the side, and I pick up the 15 ballots that I've already filled out for you and put them in the carrier and go down the lane while those go into the shredder.
Yeah. Well, no, but the thing is, over here, I'm sure it can't be that simple over there because usually they're locked. Over here, they use like a twisted wire and then they do a lead seal on it.
Well, couldn't we just use Bitcoin?
Yeah, use the blockchain. The vote by the blockchain.
Would it work?
Then it will be. Then it'll become fucking pop idol.
Well, would it increase?
No, dude. Now it'll be meme wars. You'll have dead Hitler as president.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Then you will end up with fucking president.
To be fair, Homer Simpson came in third a number of times.
Well,
wait a minute. Is that a way Mad Dodge can make it? I say we push for that meme.
Well, that's what Styx is doing.
Campaign. Yeah, that's our campaign strategy. We're going that way.
Styx is never going to get elected. I don't understand why he's.
Not in any official campaign. Well, he'd have to perhaps purge his Patreon of foreign investors, which is interesting.
No, I just think that people are going to look at his, content, and they're going to see him going on about fucking demonic possession and shit.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to suspend your patronage.
I have two patrons. One is from the United States. The other is from Great Britain. Does that equal foreign investors?
Yes.
Like, there's a big British plot to get me elected.
Well, I think Tigerson is actually a Russian mole.
He is the British patriot.
Oh god, not even Unholy Mole is the mole.
Where is Molly?
probably eating some chips.
Oh, dude, I was picking out some Oreos. My phone gave me a good message for walking so much today. So I was like, fuck you. I'm eating half a package of Oreos.
He was getting his cream. He was getting his cut cream pie.
Oreos, the black hole for your health. That's so good.
Oh, it's good for you. And you rip them apart.
There's a reason Donald Trump told Christie, no more Oreos.
I'm not that fat, god damn it. I'm gonna have to go on camera to prove this shit. I'll just wait till 40 comes up here. We'll go on camera together and get drunk. It'll be fun.
What are you, that girl that goes out with her slightly heavier friend to look skinny?
No, yes. 40's skinny as fuck. I'm the fat one.
I was looking at an old stream.
Oh, could be like Jay and Silent Bob in this bitch. No.
I love Jay and Silent Bob.
40 looks like you could actually manage to wear a fedora.
No.
Carry a fedora.
Don't say that kind of fucking slaggery.
Sorry, man.
No slaggery.
Hey, you do look like you
40.
could carry it.
I tell you what.
I can see you in San Francisco, hanging off one of the
40. You give me a bayonet, dude, and I have a really sweet Jeb Stewart. Or no, this is Stonewall Jackson. Confederate knife I'll gift you, dude.
Ooh.
So
you see, he's trying to drag you up there. He's basically just looking for a threesome or something. He's actually trying to coach you now. This is like grooming. We've all heard this. This is like
no, he says he has a bunch of bayonets. I just want a bayonet. And I have this Stonewall Jackson Confederate knife here that's pretty sweet.
Hey, 40, you won't come here by your own volition. See how if I can bring you here with a couple of trinkets.
Well, hold on. What year is it? Stonewall Jackson? Is it like a reproduction? Or?
Are you offering him your short sword?
Easy now.
It's a memorial knife for the Battle of Chancellorsville, Virginia. So it is a reproduction model. It's a show knife, but it's pretty nice. It has a soft case to it too.
Battle for what?
Dude, bring a bayonet, man. You keep saying Battle of Chancellorsville.
Oh,
he's telling you he has a sheath for your knife. Maybe this is some kind of coded message.
Dude, are the British just gay? Is that what's going on? Like,
no, I don't know.
I'm talking actual.
I'm trying to decode your messaging here.
No, I have an actual knife here that I'm looking at.
Okay. Yeah. You got to bring the sheath.
It's just that Cabbage is jealous.
He wants to fuck you.
He's not allowed to have it.
Yeah, Cabbage can't own the knives.
I have a sheath of my spork.
No, okay, just a second. I'll go on Discord here and I'll share a picture of the knife. It's a pretty sweet knife, but I mean,
he's trying to entice you with his knife. That's what he did.
Oh, shut up. I just want a bayonet. He said he had real bayonets. I just want a bayonet.
Have we memed the hell out of sporks yet for the UK?
No, we're looking at another 48 hours at least.
Okay. No, at least, yeah. No, that's gonna be a goer. That gotta come in.
To be fair, I like sporks because you could have spork wars.
Never let it die.
Jesus. I always felt like when I was in school, I felt always like autistic because like, oh, don't forget your sporks. It's like, but why can't I have like actual silverware though?
Yes, exactly. Use cutlery. Cutlery. When I was in school, we had actual metal. We had a knife and a fork and a spoon.
In recent history, have you seen what happens when you give young children proper cutlery?
Yes, it depends what kind of children.
Well, if they've been trained, they'll be fine. If not,
they've been trained.
Yeah, they just suddenly turn into brutal killing creatures.
I don't know the system, but there's a system.
Yes.
Well, like the Dewey Decimal System.
But usually
I never understood.
If you give a child, like a fork, and then the first thing it's going to do is fuck about with it and probably stab itself, and it'll understand that this is not a pleasurable thing. So I don't understand why American children are so fucking feral.
feral.
I mean, seriously.
Oh God! You won't even let adults have knives, but yes, we have feral children roaming about.
No, I'm saying no. That's the whole point. But that's the whole point. This is where our country's got to. I mean, when I was a kid, well, we always had cutlery. I've never eaten anything without cutlery. You know, I mean, that's the whole point. How the fuck have we managed to get to this point? It's ridiculous. I mean, the regressive bullshit, progressive movement
without cutlery, and then
actually no, I have used chopsticks.
And then hell
came. You want to go technical?
Then hell came because McDonald's hit the shore.
All right. Well, they're not the best pictures.
Well, no. Okay. Well, you want to be technical? I've eaten a fucking sandwich, and I've also eaten, fajitas. But, you know, I mean, okay. I've eaten finger foods, but I'm saying that like a normal, dinner or whatever. When when you're eating spaghetti or something, you actually use a fork, and a spoon.
And
God. I tell you,
that picture of the knife too. That's
having said that, it's amazing with America where you have those, even I've seen them in the homes where people have those portioned up things like fucking prisoners. The trays.
Trays?
What the fuck is that about?
I don't know. I don't have trays in my fucking room. I have plates.
Yeah, but some people do.
Well, some people.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We self-imprison ourselves with these foods.
I'm telling you, it's infantilization. It really is, and that's what we're doing.
Well, why do you think the food industry is looking at creating higher-end millennial marketing foods that they can sell to them that they can simply microwave?
No bullshit. All they want to do is puree things. They just want things
next level of Hot Pocket, man.
No, do you not remember what was the company that made the Soylent Green? Remember? No, that's where these fucking millennials are going.
What? Is that the same company that made the AIDS candy?
No, it's a real company. Soylent Green. Seriously, look it up. It's a California.
And that's right. That's right, 40. There's a CS on the hilt. And that's a House Stark fucking mouse pad. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that.
Now, seriously, look up Soylent Green, and you'll find there's a company that's making it, and they don't even understand the irony.
Soylent Green company from California. That's just
there you go. Told you.
Communism is here. Might as well embrace it, everyone.
But that's not a bad show knife, dude. I wouldn't go out shanking people with it unless you're in prison. It'll probably work pretty good. But I mean,
no, I like it. It's nice, dude. I don't have anything like that. Like all my knives are. Well, no, it's not true. I do have one pocket knife, but all my knives are just too big to carry in public.
No, I just want one of those bayonets you said you have. Like trade straight across, dude. I'll give you my show knife. You give me a real bayonet, and I'll just put it up. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
He'll give you one. He'll give you one for your shank.
Oh,
this is some kind of gay code going on here.
No, we're really talking about knives. We're mid, you asked.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is the Manstreaming After Hours. You didn't make it to the makeup fucking channel, all right?
I'll have you know the knife I'm gonna give Mad Dodge is very big and it's black as well. So
the makeup channel would be getting more views.
It's also it was made
in
Germany.
Damn it, you're a dick. That's true, but damn it.
Made in Germany.
Nobody likes the news anymore. I mean, they're all a bunch of cunts that rather wear fucking bat guano on their eyelids. What the fuck's wrong with the world?
We need better news.
Bat guano?
I'm sure we could sit up there and have wonderful news if the Libertarian Party was ever elected.
Oh, we could make it better news.
Guys, let's just make up our own news.
MC, you joke.
Oh, so basically, Washington Post.
No, MC, you joke. But what would happen if John McAfee was president right now? He has an arrest warrant out of Venezuela for murder. All right, could you imagine what a John McAfee presidency would be right now?
It
would be great. It would be amazing.
Hold on.
Why? Why would it be any different than Trump? It'd just be as fucking, obscure and, bizarre. It wouldn't. Why would it be any different? It'd be a different kind of weird.
Wait, it's all the same, huh? Damn it.
Yeah, well, it'd just be a different kind of weird.
Hold on, we're brushing over some juicy shit I had no idea about. You're telling me John McAfee has an arrest warrant out for him in fucking Venezuela?
Yeah, he's a traveling man.
He killed his neighbor. Well, allegedly.
You don't know. Some bodies were found.
He took off quick as shit. I mean, that's never an indicator, memes.
Maybe he had a meeting to get to in Switzerland.
But he had to leave by boat.
Yeah, at 4 a.m.
Well, it's tropical, and you want to miss the alligators.
No, it was amazing. When he was running for the Libertarian Party, he put out this little Libertarian Party fucking video, and it's him snorting coke and surrounded by hookers.
Yes, okay. This is why we're not winning.
This is why we're awesome.
I could give McAfee some sympathy if his software wasn't so fucking shit. The amount of time.
No, he sold it. No, he has defended himself on this. This was the main thing throughout the campaign. They're like, "Fuck your software."
Oh, you're smart. By the way, it's still worth something.
By the way, I don't think it's Venezuela that he has the arrest out for. It's Belize, but.
Oh yeah, Belize, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, Belize is a nice place.
Well, my bad. I'm sorry. Venezuela, Belize. Potato.
Well, I mean, it's all part of.
You must be joking. Venezuela would bring him in now if he's got any money.
They would have killed his ass right there.
No, you must be joking.
Never gotten out.
No, dude, they kept me at the border for some yodels.
Yeah. Ramen.
Oh.
Come in with a package. Come in with a package of spaghetti.
Wait, what if we airdrop ramen?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can donate about 50 packets of that shit. Jesus H. Christ.
Oh, I swear, why
do you have beef? I'll take some beef. I only have chicken.
Has the United States ever airdropped food into a starving area?
Well, we have, but it came in little yellow packages, and the bombs were little yellow bombs.
No.
Does radiation?
Well, that's not very fair.
Well, that was coming from a deceased comedian, so it may not be accurate.
Yeah.
Here's what you should do: just sponsor.
Hey, George Carlin is.
Let me tell you. Once upon a time, there were two African countries that were starving to death. Called
and then they ate each other. Happy ending.
Called Ethiopia and Somalia.
Yeah.
And we went in there to help them, and we were airdropping food. These people would be running underneath the pallets as they landed.
Yeah.
Right? One of them came in with a burnt parachute. The parachute didn't fully open, right? So it came in a bit hot. It killed 3 people that were standing on the ground waiting to receive it. And while these people are under it, the rice and everything that was on top of the pallet was being grabbed as fast as possible by the rest of the people around them.
Yeah, they were hungry.
No, the world.
I don't understand what that means, right? And the thing is,
what did these wonderful people do to help out America? They became Somali pirates and were shooting at Americans on ships.
Well, first off, we landed food pallets on our goddamn people, MC. Food pallets.
No good deed.
Right there, smash.
No good
on your
fucking.
Aren't there creatures on this planet drowned by looking up at the sky?
No. Look, no good deed goes unpunished. Seriously.
Here we go. Yes. Giving food to Somalia was bad, right, Omega?
Yes, it was.
Really, 40? You racist bastard.
No, it doesn't. No. It destroys local food markets. It's awful, man.
We shouldn't be feeding the savages. We should be killing them.
I didn't mind when Joe for Oil from the people of Venezuela gave our folks up here low-cost heating oil.
Well, yeah, that's capitalism.
No, that was technically communism or socialism, rather.
Well,
so what have you done to help out the poor, starving people lately of Venezuela that helped you out in your time of need?
Maybe bought some pot in the past that came from there. I don't know.
Okay. So basically nothing.
Yeah, but then again, where's his obligation to do so?
The commercials were nice.
The commercials were nice.
No, it's true. They did a good thing. They didn't have to. I'm like, we live in the richest nation in the world. I'm like, well,
it's not like you're not a deep blue state and they were just purchasing more communists to vote that way.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not like Bolivia.
Not at all.
Not like Bolivia or something.
How many Republicans do you have in the state? What, 3, maybe 4?
Actually, it's yeah, we're very blue.
Yeah, memes is
no. Hey,
most of the Republicans have fled.
No, we're sensible. Every like 2 or 3 election cycles, we got to get a Republican governor in there to kind of
every 2 or 3 election
things up,
cycles,
and then they become a Democrat.
Massachusetts into New Hampshire.
Well, yeah, we're not binary.
Are you? Are you sure?
Oh, who knows anymore?
I mean, well,
see? He's not even sure.
I'm also not quite sane due to lack of sleep over the past several days.
No, that's no fun. I can tell you that.
It's a common practice.
Something about actually, it's somewhat freeing because then your body just does things.
It gives up.
Oh yeah, you got a major hit of endorphins. That's for fucking.
Well, no, you don't have enough brain power to do anything else. You just go.
You just sit there and drool.
Well, maybe.
Welcome to my life.
Well, at least you got nicotine. All right, on that, guys. I'm gonna hit the hay before I embarrass myself anymore.
Well, no, I was thinking about wrapping it up here soon anyway. It's almost 8 o'clock West Coast time. I gotta find dinner for the kids. Any last thoughts, guys? I know it was just a bullshit stream, so no worries if there ain't any. We can just end it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my last thought, as always, is taxation is theft. And like and subscribe. Check out the Redeye stream tomorrow around 3 o'clock. We usually start late because, well, 40 can't be trusted to show up on time ever. He's worse than a woman. Anyway.
Hey.
Hang on. You said 3 o'clock. Let people know what time it is. You know,
Pacific Daylight Time, since it's not standard time anymore.
Yeah, it's like trying to teach a fucking.
It can be taught.
It work. It will.
That's right.
It will happen.
Oh, you want me to show more Omega? All right, I got a Patreon on Mad Dodge Productions. Go over there and help me out. I'm trying to get RAM for my computer to make the show a whole lot better. And actually, maybe my computer will work better. That'd be great.
Speaking of which, when are you getting your regular channel back?
You not.
I looked, and if it's 3 months, I have about another month on the 24th. And then it should be back. If not, then I guess it's just for videos. And YouTube hates me.
But by the way, but what was it that they justified that 6-month thing? I mean, what the fuck was it that we said?
They never got me. No copyright strikes, no community guideline strikes, nothing. Just disable live streaming. I'm hoping it's a 3-month rule. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Arbitrary bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Zuckerberg trial, it's nonsense.
No, and we also have a Discord. There's a lot of new people on there. That's nice. So maybe I'll throw that in the description a little bit later. Join the Discord. Have a good night and good luck.